I drew a little picture. It was horrible, but I did this the same. There's back gear, and then there's regular gearing, regular gear train. So when you're running it in the regular gear train, let's call it high range, machine runs perfectly. No flaws at all. However, when you put it in back gear, the gear doesn't engage all the way. It slips, and thinks it was from people trying to get it in the back gear while the machine was still rotating, I guess. But he said it's an easy fix. He says you put the gear in the lathe and turn the teeth down to where they're flat again, as opposed to being rounded. So the end of the gears, the tips of the teeth on the gear have to be at a square profile. Well, these have been rounded, and apparently, obviously I'm sure you can take too much material away, but apparently there's quite a bit of forgiveness as far as taking away from the overall diameter of the gear when you grind the teeth, because you're probably going to take 20 thousandths or more, off those tips just to get them square again. But apparently, the way that gear is engaged, maybe it goes into a taper situation, or maybe I don't know. He just said it's not gonna, it's not a showstopper. You can fix it the way I described. So there you go. I'll take it. Now I got the Bridgeport in the background here, kind of getting ready to take the head off of it. So I saw the guy's hot tip was to bring the knee up till the table hits the quill, and then unbolt it, and then just crank the table out, and the whole fixture, the whole head would separate from the body. So Mr. Pete has a video where he shows he made a little fixture plate that bolts down to the table and has a shaft sticking up, and he has, obviously it's a Bridgeport he's working on, so he's got an R8 half-inch tool maker or whatever, and he just has it on that shaft, and that gives it a little anti-tip action. So I got a big thick piece of steel, an inch plus. I'm sure it's more than that. Let's see if it might scale. We'll go find out. But I got a 437. I have a 7/16 pin sticking out of the thing. So here we go, and we are talking about an inch and a half. Thick, and so basically just lower the tool holder down to this, and tighten up on the collet. And that'll be kind of a base to keep it from tipping over, to help. Now this one I'm not going to have the ability to clamp it down to the table, but I got the head. Now there's two options I had. One was to take the motor off, separate it here, and that gets rid of some weight. The other option is to split it here and walk it off that collar. Let it come down here and stand it up on the motor head, and that'll just leave me with this housing here, which is probably about 1/3 of the total weight, and that'll separate right here. So that's what that looks like. And I got a collet tool holder in the spindle with the 7/16, I think it is again, 437, yeah, 7/16. Collet in there to grab onto that post. Now, one thing that I did, that this is going to be upside down, isn't it? Shit. One thing I did is this was not the pressed fit that I wanted. So I knurled the tip of it and stuck it in there with some Loctite. I'm trying to guess at the number. Loctite 680 retaining compound. And that's used for bearings and bushings, and this is going to be upside down, the whole damn video. Shit.